Hey there folks, Shirley Young here from Handmade by Shirley. I haven't done a video for a wee while for various reasons, but I thought I'd come on today and make this fun fold card with using this set. Now I made some nice little notelets not that long ago using that set. Bear with me, I'll show you. So I made these little notelets and I used the three colours, which were Whisper White ink. Actually I used basic grey, so I used slightly more, just 4 colours. Gorgeous Grape, Fresh Freesia, the basic grey, which I hope I've got on the table, and what else did I use? Whisper White, Basic Grey and Gorgeous Grape, just to make that. And then I added these little sentiments that I have, which are feel good sentiments. So I made it into a little notelet pack, and I also stamped the envelopes as well. So I'm going to do the same thing today with that design, similar, but I'm going to make it into this fun fold card. So I've got some nice light grey colour and some nice lilac, and I've got my colours, which are Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. I should be able to find my others. I've got my Whisper White and I can't find the grey, so I may have to use something else. The grey should have been on the table, but I can't see it. Where's that it? No. So, as I say, we'll either use these 3 colours or we might use the 4th. And I've also got Memento because I might just stamp a sentiment. And I've also got this little flower punch as well, which once you've stamped the lovely flowers of this stamp set, these 2, you can then punch them out as well. So, we'll just get started. So I'll give you the measurements if I remember them. So this piece of card is 4.5 by 11 inches, and it's scored on the long side at 5.5, 6 3/4, 8 3/4 and 10, and that gives us our fold that we're going to be doing, like that. Okay, and then we've got this other piece here which goes over the top like that to make this fold. So that piece is 5.5 by 2 1/4, and you score that on the long side at 4 and 5 1/4, and that's your folds. And then I've just got various pieces of lilac paper, which are matte layers for all these bits. I don't have any kind of actual measurements for them, but I've just made them about 1/8 of an inch smaller than the measurements for the actual card base. So, you know, you can just work it out from that. So we've got that, so we'll put that aside just now because it's these pieces. Don't need this piece to stamp on. This piece I thought would be quite nice to go inside here, just to cover that, the workings of that inside, just so that it kind of covers that bit. So we don't need to stamp that bit. I think that's the bit, or is it this bit? One of these bits. Let's just see which one's bigger. Bear with me. Might be that piece actually. This piece is for the front. Yeah, it's that piece. So we'll put that to the side as well, and we'll put these bits away just now because we need these bits. We're just going to stamp our design onto these bits. Now we've got a nice wee mat to help with the stamping. So we're just going to stamp a little design onto it. So do these pieces first. You could mat and layer it with 2 lots of card. You could have a black piece or a white piece, then your colour, or you could use a pattern piece of paper. You don't want to stamp at all. It's entirely up to you because it would be your design and your card. So just bear with me while I put some ink onto that white, because it does need a wee bit inking. Just putting a little bit onto the ink pad here. If it comes out, it's better. So just inking your pad up like that, just putting a wee bit onto it, just so that's what you would do with all of your pads if you were inking them up. You just pop a little bit on and just do that like that. Right, so just get my blocks and I just start stamping away. So I'm just going to choose this nice kind of leaf here. So I need a slightly bigger block for that. Hopefully it'll stick on because some of these lose their stickiness after a while. So I'm just going to stamp with the white on with this leaf type thing, and that's plenty. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp onto these pieces of lilac. Oh, that's not so good, don't worry. We can sort that. So I'm just kind of stamping the main image and then stamping round about the edges as well. Like so. I'll put these to the side while I do this bigger one. And this one too. And just a wee bit there. So I've got this below me because these stamps are polymer stamps and they need a little bit of extra so that the image will stamp down. You also get rubber stamps which are more cushioned, and you don't really need the mat for that, but this just gives it extra bit of surface to stamp the image and make a nice shape. So let's pop this again. Right, so that's all I'm going to do with that one. And I'm just going to change up the colour now. So I have got, pop this on, I'll just do a few at a time. So I'm going to use a little flower now. So I'm using that nice one. I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape, so that's a bit darker colour of the purples. And I'm just stamping into that middle part there. Just so that's looking more like a flower with some nice leaves running off it. Just do that there as well, and a wee bit here. So you're just creating what, if you use this particular stamp set, you're just creating what design you want to make. If you don't use this, well, that's okay. You know, you use what you want to make the card. And then I've got a couple of bits here to do. I just wanted to see what the effect with the white ink would be on coloured card. I've been doing quite a few wee different projects just to kind of see, and it's lovely what's come out of it. So it's always nice to just experiment to see, you know, what you can do with different things. Because I guess if you don't experiment, you're never going to know. So that's that one done. Right, I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia colour now, which is a slightly lighter type tone of purple. It's probably got more of a pink in it as well. So I'm just going to actually use this very small little tiny flower here, like so. I'm just going to dot it around the place. It's a wee bit like a wee forget me not even. Get my words out. So just dot that around the place on all the pieces. It just goes and makes a pretty design, really. So that's another one done. Try and hold it for a wee bit longer. It's just me that's doing it as quickly as can be for purposes of the video, really. Just do one there as well. That's that bit done, and then we can concentrate on these two bits. So just, yep. It doesn't matter if it overlaps or anything. There's another piece done, and the last wee piece I might pop in something else. I think I really need to re-ink that Fresh Freesia because it's not as stamping as well. There we go, and we'll lose that stamp. And then we had this little tiny sort of twig, if it will stick on the block here, which we're going to add, and then that will be us done. I think stamping. So I think I'm going to actually add that in with some black memento for a change. This time I had it in grey the last time. What you could actually do, if you don't want it to be as dark, you could stamp it off first onto a separate piece of paper, and then that will create, that's better, that actually creates a sort of grey shade, so it won't be as dark. So I'll just do a few of those as well. Okay. And you could stamp it in the full black, but I think it might just be a bit too strong. I'm trying to keep it sort of a bit muted. So there we go. That's another piece. Let's do this big piece. So try and make it look like it's actually coming out of the flowers or the other leaves, so it's not just floating. It just looks like it's floating in the air. It looks much more natural if it's kind of as if it's coming out from somewhere. Okay, that's that one. And then we've just got a couple of bits left to do. Just really stamps very nicely with that tiny wee twig. It's like a wee twig which is kind of coming out of these wee flowers. Just adds a little bit of interest. And you can remember do them at the edge as well. And this last piece. A bit too dark there. No worries. Oh, I'm missing the ink pad there. Not so good. There we go. And I probably will ink up a bit of I might ink up a bit of some of the flowers. Right, we're going to pop that together now. So if I get all my bits back, and I haven't done that one because it's going to be going inside. So before we put this fold bit together, I want to actually just put all the pieces on that we need to add. So this part here is going to go on here, like so. So I'm just going to use wet glue for that because it's easy to maneuver, whereas if you stick it with tape runner or red tape, you can't really move it about. So yeah, that's the right way. So just pop that on with your little border round, and hopefully that's as straight as it. So you, with the glue you can maneuver it up a bit. before you actually stick it down, like so. So this bit then comes up onto here, goes in like that. So we would be putting glue there, but before we do that, we've got a couple of pieces we want to stick on. So that's the bit that will go in. See, that will make your card. It's going to be a kind of rectangle shape when it's glued together. So you don't want to put glue on this, anything on this bit. You're putting your piece there, not sure what this bit's for. Oh, I know what that's for. This bit here and that bit there. Yeah, and that goes inside. So we'll just pop all these wee bits on. When the glue decides to make an appearance. So you're just leaving a tiny wee border around the edge of each layer. There we go. And you don't have to necessarily line up the pattern unless what you've done for your layer is that you've stamped the piece of paper first, or the piece of card first, and then chopped it up. But I wasn't doing that. I thought I'd just do the separate pieces, and for me that was an easier way to do it. But I guess if you're doing it with a piece of pattern paper that has a direction, you probably want to match it up. So that's that bit done, and then I'll stick my piece in here. First of all, just put these pieces on now. So pop that on. Make sure it's straightish with a sort of same size border all the way around. And then your little piece on the top. That's slightly bigger, never mind. Okay. So I'm going to glue this together now. So I'm going to pop some glue onto here, this flap, because this is the flap that you're going to be popping down. Come on, glue. It's being temperamental. Right, so what you want to do here is you want to bend it over and pop it down, but you want to look at it at the side and you want to say, well, that's a wee bit over. So you're looking for a kind of rectangle. So you don't want it like that because that's obviously too far in. So with the glue, you can move it until you get it at the right piece. So it should be a rectangle like that, really. And then you can put your bone folder inside and just give it a rub just to make sure it's stuck down. And that's the basis of your card. And as I say, I just wanted to put a piece in but this actually is slightly bigger. So I'm just going to take a wee slither off the edge so it's going to fit in. It was just to cover up my workings inside because I didn't want, just so that it's covering up that join. You don't have to do that at all, but I just thought it looks a bit neater done like that. So just pop that into there, just along, try not to get as much glue as I've got there. Wipe that away. There we go. And it's slightly over at that side, so if you just get your snips, if I can find mine. Oh, they're hiding over here today. So you can just get your snips and cut that off from here, hopefully, says she. Maybe not do that on screen. There we go, that's a bit better. So the next piece is the piece that fits over the top like that to make that shape. So you've got your tiny wee flap there. But before I do that, I want to decorate this a little bit. So I've got an extra piece of card here, paper. You could use paper, I guess. Vellum, you could use anything you really wanted. So, oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. Just give me this back. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp out a couple of the flowers. So these ones or these ones. So I'm going to use this ribbed one because I really like the image that comes out. So I'm going to do them in Gorgeous Grape again. So I'm just going to stamp a few out in no particular order. Hopefully I'll be able to get my little punch there without having to cut anything too much. So we'll take the little punch now and just line it up like so, and there you've got a little flower. So just line it up, hold it once you've got it where you want it, and just punch that out. So same all the way around. I actually used this on an explosion box I did recently as a commission, and it was beautiful, and the people absolutely adored it. They thought it was amazing. So, yep, I did actually use these kind of colours as well. So, yeah. Oh, that went down there. Let's do another. Let's do this one because it's near the edge. Right, come back. Right, so I've done that. So I want to I'm just going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to give them a wee shape. So what I'm doing is I'm just holding my scissors at the back of the petal, and I'm just giving it a squeeze. It's just to give it a wee bit more of, oh, if I can do it properly, a wee bit more movement. So just squash that round and here as well. Probably better to squash it up the way actually. That's not what I used before. I must have used something else. I probably used my... Oh, I found my grey. It's over there. Probably used this pokey tool actually. So just sort of... I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I think I just squeezed them up the way actually. As if you're sort of folding it over. So I just kind of squeezed it up the way like that. Just if you're interested. You don't have to do this at all. But I just thought it gives it a wee bit movement. Once you've got the way of squeezing it up, you're fine. It's a bit finicky, but so that's one. Just quickly do this. May have to fast forward this part unless I work out how to do it on YouTube. So yeah, so this is just to give it a wee bit movement, and as if they're more than, you know, your dimension instead of being completely flat. So this does take a wee while to do. You could do it with a ball tool if you really wanted to do a ball tool as well. That's another idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add these here. One. Oh, why did I do it there? Silly me. Don't know why I did that. Put it on there actually. And I'll pop, this one's been done, I'll pop that on top. This is because I didn't plan this, you see. I just make it up. I did plan the card, but I didn't really plan the decoration, so that's why it's taking a bit longer, folks. So there we go. And I'll do, I think, one more. So just tease it up. So probably better to tease it up like that. Just bring it up as if you're going to fold it, but you're not actually folding it. You're just giving it a wee bit of shape. Just on the petals. Just go round, right, that's fine, that'll do. And I'll just add that there. Come on, glue. Honestly. Honestly. I'll just pop that one there as well. And we'll just add a couple of wee Demontes to it. So a few tiny wee ones here. Pokey tool, where are you? I saw you, I did see you a minute ago. Oh, here we go. So a few little Demontes in the middle of these. Come on, come on. Get rid of that glue. Wipe it away. And one more here. I'll leave those just now. And I've got these lovely little feel-good verses, and then we'll put it together. And that should be us. So I'll just pop this away. So I've got these nice little feel-good stickers from Barbara Gray, and there's black ones with white, and there's white with black. So I think I'm going to, I don't know if I should. Right, first of all, I'm going to stick this on. So we've got a wee flap here, and we're going to put a tiny bit of glue all the way along there. And that's probably far too much, so I'll take a bit off my fingers. So we're going to stick that on roughly in the middle here. Hopefully that's kind of straight-ish. So just stick that on there. Trying to make sure it's straightish, like so. Okay. And then we're going to bring this wee piece and that's going to stick onto there. If I can get this glue, it's being so temperamental. Just doesn't want to come out. Just put a little bit of glue on the bottom of that and line it up with your, and then it should be standing like that. Yes, looks pretty nice. Quite happy with that. Press these down very slightly. Yep, and then we're just going to add a sentiment. So I do like the black, so let's find a nice sentiment. Let's see what we do. And there's too many to decide. Right, I'm going to just do Take Time to Laugh. Now these are all already self-adhesive, but I'm just going to pop a wee bit glue to make sure that they will actually stay on the card. You know, you don't want these coming off. You want your card to stay together. So just move these away just now. And I'm just going to pop this in the middle here, well, to the left a wee bit, like so. There we go. And that's my card. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.